Hi guys, welcome to my niece TV. I'm Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi, it's the season finale of Undergrad. I'm so excited. Make sure that you stay in touch with us. Hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button. We have a lot more stuff coming up for you guys this summer. Back to you, Denise.
Okay. Well, let's jump right into it because so much happened. The episode opens up to Harriet getting a knock on her door, and it's a messenger from John Brown telling her that basically it's time for war. Like they had this discussion, he's not waiting anymore, and he wants her to be at his side when they go in to just basically start the revolution. And I'm just like so excited about this thing. But so Harriet, I mean, she agrees. And then we move on to Daniel, and he's at the safe house talking with Elizabeth and the girls there, and they're hearing his story and deciding if they're going to help him. And I am just amen. And like his struggle from beginning to end, like he started with us, not knowing really who he was or what it was going to be about. And we see him teach himself to read. We see him teaching his daughter to read. We see him teaching other slaves to read. And man, it was hard seeing his eyes burned out. Like all of that struggle was really difficult. But I mean, it brought him here to the safe house, and they're helping him. They decide to help him go and get his family and move them along with a bunch of other runaways that they had in the safe house. Kato is still running amok. Like
his whole arc was absolutely insane. It was incredible. It was so well done. But like at the same time, I hate him so much. I was so mad. I'm sorry, go on.
And then I accidentally tweeted that I love him, but I just, it was a miss tweet.
He did one good thing, so you can love him for that. We'll get to that later, but it's okay to love him for that.
Let's pace ourselves because I'm so excited to talk about all the things. Okay.
All the things.
Okay, so yeah, like we said, Kato is still doing the most. So Ernestine and August are still trying to make their way back, and August stops at his son's grave, and he's, just having a little moment where he's struggling with things. And Ernestine comes up and offers him some of the blood, the devil's blood. And I'm just like, oh, Ernestine. I mean, I realize, but I'm just always one of those people like, man, why are you trying to get people on drugs? Like,
why are you trying
to that's personal opinion. Anyway. She offers it to him, and at first he was a little put off, but then he accepts it and just like falls under, and you see him like that stuff must be really potent because he immediately was high. Like it was here, and then he sniffed, and then he was high.
Look, she might have made it extra strong to knock him out.
True.
And the choir was singing in this one key, and there was just, it was amazing.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, Ernestine does think 10 steps ahead, so she probably did make it extra potent for him. So she, as soon as he drops, she takes off running, and August was a little slow on the uptake, but he eventually gets up and goes after her. And I mean, them long legs, he's tall.
Oh, he was right on her tail.
He's covering the distance quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And so Ernestine hides, like she hears him coming. He's listening. He's trying to listen because he can't focus. He doesn't know what's real and what's not, what's the high or what's the illusion. And so he eventually catches up to her right at the pivotal moment, and she She's standing in front of the burned down plantation.
Yes.
Neither of them were ready. Like, you could see the lights go out. Ernestine didn't know what to do with herself. And August, poor August,
Yeah.
he was devastated. He's sitting over with the gun pointed at his head, and Ernestine kind of talks him down and says, I've been there, and I don't even know if I want to help you. Like, I mean, there's really no reason to. It's nothing but bad blood between us. You tried to capture my daughter. You've been hunting me down and keeping me, captive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she talks him down, and he relinquished the gun to her, and she skips off. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, and I do like, okay, so let's go back to Rosalie and James.
Yeah.
They're having a conversation, and he asked her if they'll ever see their mom again. And Ernestine goes into this speech about how they got their strength and their character and everything that makes them a fighter from their mom, and none of that from Master Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And because this is what their mom is, a fighter and a survivor, and she makes things happen. Like, she'll get back to them eventually, was her point. And you just see that, like, Ernestine was making those strategic moves at every turn, and she was playing August all the way through. Like, okay, this didn't work. Okay, I got to try this. It was always another way. And
Right.
I just love that. So after Rosalie has this conversation with James, then she also talks to Noah, and I'm just like, cue the heartbreak music, because
Oh my gosh, yes.
they're talking, and she's like, look, I did what I felt was right, and he's, yeah, but it hurt me, and I don't know if I could ever forgive you. And
Can we just cut the dramatics? Like, last week we were all like, okay, he's got the right to be upset. This week I'm like, this is war. Calm down. Forgive her. Help her.
yeah.
Argue later. It's a shootout about to happen,
Well, I mean, at the moment, he didn't know it was about to be a shootout.
Oh, well, okay,
But
you're right.
still, there was still a pressing issue. You knew you were about to go and help them capture all of these slaves. So,
Yeah.
And so they all go out on assignment. Like, Elizabeth is leading one group, and Noah's leading another group, and they're all going to basically walk into the plantation, like, take the gates to these slaves. Like, I mean, it was like, you gonna have to load that merch.
When they were talking about the plan, I was like, what? They're just gonna walk in there and steal oh my God. Like, that was, you're right, it is gangster.
Yes. Okay. I was like, I live. They are just, man.
Oh, it was good.
So so they go in, and they, like we said, just take the slaves, just and there's a situation where one of the slave master wakes up, and he's like got a gun to the slave girl that they were trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a gun to her head, and he's basically like, look, y'all gonna have to get up out of here. And so they're like, no, just let her go, and we won't do anything to you. But he's like, I don't believe you. But he eventually lets down his guard, and then they shoot him right in the head. Mm-hmm.
Well, to be more specific, Elizabeth just walks in, shoots him, and walks out. I was like,
Elizabeth, and they've been like alluding to this for several episodes, but especially with that fight last week between her and Georgia, where she's like, "You're too unpredictable, and you can't live in my house," because this hatred is just taking over you, and this is not the way we handle things. And you see that her more and more walking into that truth, like she's just gives no cares in the world.
True.
She's like, look, freedom is what we're about by any means necessary, and I mean any means. So her walking in and shooting the guy in the head and walking out, that's just them's the breaks. So Noah and the rest of the crew are getting nervous because they're like, okay, how they're back at the safe point or the meetup, and they're waiting for Elizabeth's crew to get back, and they're like, okay, it's been too long, something happened. And so they run in, and then they let them know, look, it's about to go down.
Oh, it did.
Oh, it's about to go down. And so, she's like, oh, they're right behind us. The slave catchers are right behind us. Like, it's either shoot or maybe we could work something out. And Noah's like, you know what? Wait, I should have wrote it down. I tweeted it. He says,
I can't remember.
This road is paved in blood.
But it doesn't have to be our own.
But it doesn't have to be ours. And I was like, yes, okay. Tell me about it. And so he's like, look, I'm going to fight. We're going to fight to get back to our families, And they do. That they do. And meanwhile, they're out in a shootout. Back at the safe house, Rosalie and the rest of the gang, Georgia and, the men that they have working with them, they're all being confronted by Patty's gang and Kato.
Oh, yes. Man.
So, I feel some kind of way about them. And I accidentally tweeted that I love them, but it wasn't meant like that.
And she was like, I always knew you were going to be that, that kind of guy working for yourself, so selfish. She's like, I've never been anybody's N-word. I'm just Kato. And I was like, okay, whatever. Let's go. Just shoot everybody. Go home. Didn't nobody ask you. I was mad. I was like, get out, Kato.
Right.
Oh, I was done.
So so Patty's like, look, give us Black Rose and we'll leave. We'll go. Nobody has to get hurt. Which I don't know how much of that I believe because she's terrible and rude.
Okay.
So they're like, no, they're hiding everybody. And Georgia's like, look, we get all the slaves hidden. Rosalie go through the tunnels, take James. And, we're going to handle it. We're going to hold them off because obviously they're after Rosalie, thinking that they can use her to get to Harriet, which is Patty's ultimate goal. And so Rosalie runs through the tunnels and she's almost through when she runs into Kato. And that's why he was in the house, learning all of their passageways, making sure she had no escape routes.
Yeah.
And so he's like, look, they had that conversation you just talked about. And so he's like, just give up, Terrible. And she's like, no way. So her and James move the table in front of the door to block off his access. And meanwhile, the baby is coming. Like, if there wasn't enough for her to deal with, let's put her in labor. Let's do that. I'm like, Lord,
everyone around them is shooting.
You know what? Rosalie has really been through the trenches, Lord.
Like every step she takes is fraught with pain. That one was that the opening episode? Snakes, leeches, gunshot wound.
I think that was episode 2.
Oh my God. Every single thing happened to her. Every
And now in this, it was what could possibly happen now?
But what I am gonna say is that the outcome of the labor, wasn't the worst. I mean, all she had to do is just reach down and it's a baby. And like you
That baby
tweeted,
was
I'm still
free.
upset at you. You said she didn't need stitches or nothing, Jesus. I was like, that's it.
Well, she did it. Okay, so after she has the baby, Kato is like, look, come with me and it won't be no issues, no problems. Just come with me. And she's like, okay. She gives the baby to James and she walks off with Kato. And I'm like, hold on. Like, she not bleeding now. She don't need any stitches. Like, Lord, this is the most awesome delivery ever. Like, I mean, man. But you know what? She probably didn't rip because she's active. She done been through everything else.
Right.
Like she's running on the run and fighting and being branded, all while she in labor. Like
basically.
So hey,
that was rough. That whole Rosalie's whole arc is just sadness.
Okay, so yeah, that's how Rosalie arc ends. Noah comes back to find out that his baby's been born, but his fiance, they're a little rocky, but I was confident they was gonna get back together,
Yeah, me too.
And his fiance is missing, and James is like, I don't know. She just went with him. Like, I mean,
wow.
She just walked off. She left the baby and walked off. Like, I don't know. She didn't need no stitches or nothing, Jesus.
I'm so done.
Okay. Lord, you know what? You have to laugh. Like, at first I was trying to be all serious and stuff, but you have to laugh. Like, this stuff was painful. Like, you used to be able to laugh about some of this.
Very true. I agree.
So then we go to Kato. Kato, after he talked to Rosalie, he comes back in and tells Patty, look, we don't need Rosalie. We have this here letter telling us exactly where Harriet is going to be. She's going to be at this place at this time, and we need to leave now. So he's like, look, I'll gather up the people. Like, he's like, I'll gather up the men and we can go ahead. She's like, no, me, you, and him, we just going to ride out.
Wow.
And, take care of this. I'm going to get Harriet tonight. And that was her downfall. Like, she was too eager. But you know what? Kato had worked her. He's the male version of Ernestine. Like, he works you strategically until he gets to the point where this is what, the end result is going to be. They get what they want. So they get to where Harriet is supposed to be. And Patty's like, wait a minute, there's no hideouts, there's nothing. And she turns around and Kato shoots her in the head. Boom. Takes Patty out. Boom, gone, dead. Yes. And I was like, I love you,
Kato. However, that sentiment was short-lived.
Very short-lived, because then we hear his plan, which is to replace Patty and to still capture slaves. And I don't know if, I just blanked out after that because I was too outdone. I was just gone.
Yeah,
like I couldn't
I'm confused as to what Kato's plan really is, because I was so let down. I was like, I need to take to Twitter to vent about what just happened. But I just stopped listening to his voice. I was like, I can't take you anymore. You need to get off the screen, son. So I was mad. I'm still mad at him. I'm
still mad. I agree. It was uncalled for, Kato. Like, really, at this point, like, you done double cross. You took Patty out. Like, can't you go back to, you know, what you and Noah had worked out, or you can't
Exactly.
go back to the person you were. I mean, but I guess after you done sold your woman into slavery, like what else is there? Like what?
I forgot. Wow,
Like
that's right.
I was hoping that at the end of the day, he was just, you know, upset about this thing. He was going to take Patty out and go get Debbie and everyone else that he sold into slavery, bring them back. But no, Kato too evil. But anyway. Anyway.
Yes.
I mean, that is where they leave us. Well, no, we had one more scene where
Oh, right.
it jumps to 10 months later, and Elizabeth is laid up in the bed with her new boo, looking fully sated, like, I mean, satisfied. Okay? And you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, that just made my day. Please continue.
It was uncalled for. Okay, so anyway, yeah. She kisses her boo, you know, and then she walks out and she hangs the lantern, which I believe that was the signal that it was okay to bring the slaves into the safe house. So I'm assuming she has taken up her own safe house and is bringing slaves to freedom, or helping them move along the Underground Railroad. And, you know, that is where they leave us. And I really hope we get another season, because this was awesome. And unfortunately, there's issues with the network and I'm not liking what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But I really hope we get another season, because it's great television.
I hope so too. From the biggest star to the smallest stitch of clothing, like, this show is amazing, and there's not another one like it. I would really hope that, like, OWN would pick it up, or Hulu or something. I really wish that we could get another season. I would like 2 more seasons of Underground. It's amazing. Sorry, those are my thoughts. I just have feelings about it.
No, I agree. That's why we're here.
Right.
Okay, guys. Yeah, just keep the conversation going. If we left out anything, leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Yeah. Where can they find you on Twitter, Mary?
I am at Simply the Worst, and as of right now, I'm tweeting lots of petty things about the demise of Sleepy Hollow, but it'll be over soon. Follow me. I swear I'm fun. Where can they find you, Denise?
Well, they can find me at Lord at Forever Sam Sadie's. And yeah, I'm honestly being petty about Sleepy Hollow. I walk in it. This is my truth. And yeah, I'm unapologetic. So, but yeah, we'll move on, you know, eventually.
Hey, we're moving on to Still Star-Crossed. May 29th. We're going to start recapping that, so stick around with us.
Okay, guys. Well, have a good night. Oh, we want to say thank you to all our subscribers.
Yes.
You guys are awesome. You rock.
Welcome to the family.
All right, guys. Good night and bye.